Well, thank you very much, and thank everybody here. It is great to be back in Temple, Texas. So I care a lot about Temple, Texas. I've come here many times as governor. One of the primary things that I focus on in Temple, Texas is one of the things that was mentioned in the introduction, and that is the economy. The economy is so important to people, and driving through Temple today, it was fun to see the vibrancy of the economy, all the construction projects are the way that the community is growing. And many times that I've been here have been focused on economic development for the region. In fact, leaders from Temple have joined with me on international economic trips. We do that because we care about creating jobs in the Temple area. And I'm proud to say Temple is part of the reason why Texas ranks #1 in the United States for the most new jobs added over the past year. And so it was mentioned that Texas now has the 8th largest economy in the world. And listen, Temple is a part of that process. Temple is a part of the process that helped Texas be ranked #1 in the United States for the most new economic development projects. Thank you, Temple, Texas. The bottom line is this, and that is I care about the people of Temple. I care about the people of House District 55. And that's why I'm here today, because the people of Temple, Texas, the people of House District 55, they need a true conservative representative with a seat at the table in Austin, Texas. They need Hillary Hickman to be their next state representative. Hillary is a passionate fighter for parents and a champion for children. She also supports exactly what Texas is doing to push back against the Biden administration's open border policies. And she joins our efforts to make sure that we do even more to cut your property taxes so you can keep your hard-earned money. So I've known Hillary for a while now. She actually was a part of my State of the State address this past February when I was talking about school choice. And I was talking about how some parents are angry about woke agendas being forced on their kids in school. And I specifically mentioned the name Hillary Hickman as one of those angry parents who wants to see a change where we do not have kids being indoctrinated in our schools. But listen, it's about far more than just woke agendas. Even in areas like this, it's about like the parent that I was talking to yesterday who has a child with special education needs that are not being met by their local public school. Those are parents who don't have the resources that can move to a different school district or pay for a private school. The state of Texas has an obligation to fund the best education possible for those special needs students. What Hillary Hickman knows is a fundamental fact that when it comes to education, when it comes to anything involving a child, mom and dad are in charge. Hillary Hickman will join me to make sure that we return mom and dad to being in charge of a child's education in the state of Texas. But listen, the task is tall. The task is tough because we have teachers' unions and million-dollar lobbyists out there trying to maintain the status quo. The last thing that these lobbyists and unions want to see is a disruption of the monopoly of government-mandated locations where your child should attend school. They are against the freedom that rightfully belongs to parents. They are against someone like Hillary Hickman who believes in fighting for parents and children as opposed to the government-mandated schools. We need a champion like Hillary Hickman to make sure we deliver on the promise of ensuring that parents will be able to choose the best school for their child. And it just makes sense, especially for this district. And in this district, in District 55, the last primary election that took place less than 2 years ago, there was a ballot initiative on the ballot. And in this district, 89% of the Republican voters voted in favor of school choice. Your current state representative went not only against those 89% of the Republicans who wanted school choice, but he did so by joining with all of the Democrats voting against a Republican priority. I know that Hillary Hickman will represent the Republicans who will elect her to go to Austin, Texas, and have a seat at the table to make sure the conservative priorities are passed. But this election is about far more than just school choice. It's about making sure that the same concept that applies to school choice is applied elsewhere. Here's an easy example, and that is the example is with school choice, the goal is to empower parents, not government. And the same thing applies as it concerns cutting your property taxes. Well, listen, because of the economy and the growth that Temple helped us to achieve, Texas was sitting on an all-time record budget surplus that we will also have in this next session. And we know that money, that surplus, that doesn't belong to Austin, Texas. It doesn't belong to the legislature or to the state of Texas or to the governor or anybody else. That money belongs to you, the taxpayers of the state of Texas. And that's why we set an all-time record by cutting your property taxes by $18 billion, returning that money to you and to your pocketbooks. And we need Hillary Hickman to join with me to do even more this next session to cut your property taxes even more. And if ever there was an issue, it's the issue of Biden's open borders and the catastrophe that it's caused to the state of Texas. But one thing that we've learned, and that is, it's not just Texas, it's a border state. Now every state in the United States is a border state. Just ask the mayor of New York City. But the fact of the matter is, yes, Texas is building our own border wall. We've deployed the National Guard on the border to repel illegal immigrants from entering into Texas, and we are sending migrants on buses to sanctuary cities across the United States of America. I know that with Hillary Hickman, I have a partner who will ensure that Texas will continue to lead the way to secure the border until we have a president who's going to return normalcy and do exactly what was done 4 years ago when we had the lowest illegal border crossings in 40 years by having the Remain in Mexico policy, the Title 42 policy, the end of catch and release, and building the border wall. We can and we will have a secure border, but to help us get there, I need Hillary Hickman elected to represent House District 55 in Austin, Texas. This region that we gather in here today is incredibly important to the future of Texas. To ensure that this region lives up to its promise, you need to elect Hillary Hickman as your next state representative. Join me in welcoming Hillary Hickman.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm so overwhelmed. Governor, thank you. Your endorsement means everything. You know what it takes. You know me, and you believe in me. I won't let you down. Yeah, thank you. I also want to make sure that I thank 17 South. You guys are amazing. Thank you for opening your doors and accommodating us such short notice, but this is great. And this is an example of the small businesses, the restaurants that we have that make our community so special. I love this place. This district is amazing, and I want to be your voice. I also want to thank my family. Thank you so much for being here. And my friends, oh my goodness. Thank you for coming. And the other thing is, there are people here that I don't know yet. I want to meet you. But thank you for coming. And I know the reason that you're here is because you see the same thing that I do. We have work to do. You want change. I do too. I will get it done. Right now, we do not have good representation for our district in Austin. Our voice is being ignored. I know, I've been there. And there's a lot of people in Austin that are paid to be there and have agendas that are not your voice. Who is there representing you? Pick me. I'll do it. The representative that we have now started his political career in 1985. He wants more time. I say time is up. This is not the time to do politics as usual. That old political game that's been happening forever is ineffective, and we are suffering because of it. We have to have someone in Austin that represents our values, that will be our voice for families, for taxpayers, for the everyday citizen. I know what that's like because that was me. I went there and I advocated for my issues. I'm a mom and I'm an advocate, and I want to advocate for your issues. So the things that are important, we've heard about it. It's our border. We have got to secure our border. Number one, we have drugs and crime coming across our border, and we have got to establish it. This is not an immigration issue. This is border security. Very different. We have to continue to give relief to the taxpayers. There's lots of ways that we can do it, and our governor has led the way in that. I'm so grateful for his leadership. How blessed are we to have a governor that's up there fighting for us? He is listening to what we want. He is listening, and I am so grateful. We also need to empower parents with their God-given right over the decisions of their children's future. That is basic. No one knows better for their children than their parents. But right now, we have people coming in the way of the future of our children. That is wrong. We're not going to have it, and I'm going to stand for it. So people might say that I'm a one-issue candidate. Trust me, I've heard it. I'm very passionate about school choice and opening up opportunities to our kids, because education is so fundamental to the future of our kids. They call it the great equalizer. There's nothing like the power of a good education. So I want to tell you about my friend, and I hope I don't cry because this is what really hits home for me. Dory Collins is a woman after my own heart. I have so much respect and admiration for her because, like me, she saw a problem and she put everything she had behind the solution. She is a master educator. She was in the public school system, and she saw too many students falling behind, and she's not okay with it. So she started her own school. Yeah, you did. You guys, she bought 7 acres in Temple by the railroad tracks. She has students, and she's teaching them to, well, it's called Cultivate Academy, which is the perfect name for her school because they cultivate the land. She teaches them agriculture. They grow microgreens, and then they sell it to local businesses and restaurants. So in that, she's teaching them financial literacy. She's teaching them, like, entrepreneurship. She's teaching them logic and chess. and they are making their own music. They're cooking in the kitchen. They're learning how to serve the community. It is everything that we could want, and those students are thriving. But I will tell you, yeah, she's amazing. Please talk to her. Please come talk to her. Talk to these kids. This is what we're fighting for. When we're talking about ESAs, this is it. Talk to these kids. Talk to Dory. It's amazing. So whenever I was talking to her, I don't know if you remember, but she said even though she keeps her tuition as low as possible, she still has to turn away single moms and parents that say, we need something else. My kid is not in a good place in the traditional system. It is wrong. For anything to stand in the way of a child's future is wrong. When it comes to the parents choosing for their children, that's wrong. So Dory said, Hillary, we need something or we're not going to make it. This is everything I'm fighting for when it comes to ESAs. ESAs will make all the difference. It will allow her to grow her vision and her dream. It will allow her to show others how to do that. And you guys, this is what's going to revolutionize education for the ones who are falling through the cracks. This is what we need. So Dory, thank you so much for being here. Oh, I love her. But this is the Texas way. Opportunities. Open the door. Get out of the way, government. Let me live my life. Let me raise my family, okay? That's what I want to do, and I'm listening to you. You will have my ear because you already have my heart. And when I'm in Austin, I will be your voice, and I will be your representative in Austin. So vote for me. Yeah. I'm going to... Okay. Thank you. I'm going to adjust let me tell you, I need you to pray for me. I need you to vote for me. I need you to tell your friends and your neighbors because this is a battle and it's going to take all of us. So come with me, okay? Thank you. My daughter, Nellie, she was going to sing a song. Do you want to sing a song? No? She's 3. You can't. It's okay. I'll help you. No, thank you. She was practicing to sing Texas or Texas. And she knows the second verse, y'all. Who even knows the first verse? And she's singing the second verse. I was like, okay, I'm doing all right. Anyway, please say hi here. I want to meet you, and I want to hear your heart because I will be your voice in Austin. Thank you so much, everybody. And, of course, thank you, Governor Abbott.